The countdown has begun for Calcutta becoming the nerve centre of India's strategic thinking. From Atmanirbhar Bharat vision and Make in India military goals,
आज हम सिर्फ फाइटर प्लेन्स या मिसाइल सिस्टम नहीं बना रहे हैं, बल्कि हम न्यू एज वारफेयर टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए भी तैयार हो रहे हैं.
During Operation Sindoor, you all saw how our soldiers taught a lesson to those who sponsored terror. The whole nation was filled with a sense of pride about our armed forces. In this operation, Made in India weapons played a significant role in protecting our country.
from next-gen warfare to technological modernization.
You would also be aware that while the nature of warfare has remained the same over centuries, the character of warfare has changed rapidly and continues to do so. Firstly, the lines between war and peace are increasingly blurred.
For the next 3 days between September 15th and 17th, the Armed Forces will host the Combined Commanders Conference 2025. This year's theme is the year of reforms transforming for the future, signaling a decisive shift in military thinking. Prime Minister Modi will inaugurate the conference, setting the tone for the 3 days of intense deliberations. Defense Minister, National Security Advisor, CDS service chiefs and top planners will join him in shaping India's defense roadmap. What will emerge here could well define the Indian military for the next decade. Expect reforms, transformation and change to dominate the agenda. The Indian Armed Forces are in the midst of their biggest structural overhaul since independence. Theatre commands are likely to be a key focus to create a more agile, integrated war-fighting force, a concept that came to the fore during late CDS General Bipin Rawat's tenure. We also spoke to defence expert Major General Arvind Bhatia. He has a new POV on why theaterization is important but not needed right now.
We find that firstly there is not one solution which can fit all. We can't just say that there has to be two theatres for the land-based theatres and maybe the Western Seaboard or the Eastern Seaboard in the maritime domain. And we should also be not creating kind of command and control headquarters just so that there has to be a kind of a allocation to all the three services in the matrix for theaterization. Now, if you have additional command and control structures, then there has to be a kind of I would say, delay in the decision-making process, in the OODA cycle which will happen, and all that also needs to be kept in mind. Also, you see, domain expertise cannot be diluted just to force fit a new kind of a concept. So when we look at all this very holistically, I find that in the backdrop of Sindoor, everything was very nicely controlled by the three chiefs sitting with the CDS, with the in the operations room in Delhi, with the political and the bureaucratic interface available to them. So that decision making was very prompt and worked very well.
Drawing the Operation Sindoor analogy, Major General Arvind Bhatia said all the three wings of our forces coordinating from one control room with precision, followed by successful execution, is better than theaterization. To brainstorm on such issues, tomorrow leaders will look at what has worked, what needs fine-tuning, and what new steps are needed to stay future-ready and battle-ready. And since the stage is in Calcutta, special focus will be on the Eastern Seaboard. Let's find out from a veteran how this conference could help them bolster the maritime presence in the East, especially in the face of growing China's influence.
We have to be operationally ready for any challenge in the Eastern Seaboard. For example, we have now the problem of China thinking of building up a base in Bangladesh, that is Sonadia Islands. They are intending to develop it as a port, and that will be a deep sea port. So that will be a high voltage headache for us. So we are looking now to transform our Navy and its preparedness for the future, not only for our eastern seaboard, but we also have to look at the geopolitical, geostrategic developments that are taking place around the globe, especially in South China Sea. It poses a huge challenge for the Indian Navy. So I think this kind of conference, where all the three defense chiefs, along with the Chief of Defense Staff, with the Defense Secretary, and in the presence of the Prime Minister, the Raksha Mantri, and the National Security Advisor, along with the other Chief Secretaries of various ministries, it is a step in the right direction. A very wise step, because we have to shape our Navy in accordance with the requirements and the demands and the challenges that will arise in the days to come in the future. So I think such a conference is an excellent step for reshaping not only Navy, but also the other wings of the defense services like the Indian Air Force.
Commodore J.G. Singh believes modernization and bolstering the eastern seaboard is the need of the hour. But he added that all the three wings of the defense services are equally important and the stage could not have been better than in Calcutta. During the conference, another area to watch out will be the technological transformation. Future wars will not just be fought on land, air or sea, but also in space, cyber and information domains. And this is exactly what the Navy Chief claimed India must be prepared for.
Use of non-contact warfare along with space and cyber domains to wage a conflict with no ceasefires is a reality. National security no longer begins only at borders. It also begins in our R&D labs, in our factories, and in our firewalls.
The intentions are clear, and it will be to ensure India stays ahead in the fast-changing global security landscape. The conference will also review operational readiness for the emerging threats. Commanders are likely to assess preparedness for multi-domain, hybrid and simultaneous conflicts. Space security and cyber warfare will also be the key talking points. The message will be clear that India must stay ready for the unexpected across all the theatres. A big talking point will also be India's Atmanirbhar Bharat roadmap in defence. Lessons were learnt and executed during Operation Sindoor earlier this year, and Indian Air Force Chief says that India is getting battle ready for future warfare with projects like AMCA.
Op Sindoor, as it is, like it was told by Chief of Naval Staff, that character of war is changing. Every day we are finding new technologies coming in. Technology is coming in a big way in our warfare now. And Op Sindoor has again given us clear idea of where we are headed and what we need in future.
While the focus remains on AMCA, Group Captain Anant Mathur speaks about the safeguards or structural models that could boost air power to remain flexible and decisive during the conflicts. In fact, he draws post-World War II parallel when United States roped in German scientists to boost their air power while gaining access to their expertise in rocketry and synthetic fuel.
At the end of Second World War, American forces were all distributed cards with photographs of German scientists who were important for the US government, so that because they were the best in the world. Over the next 2 decades, we are going to see a similar situation in certain parts of the world where national capability, science and technology will be available to us. These people with decades of experience will be available to India to grow our national power. We must develop a plan to make sure that these people, if such an opportunity arises for us, we are able to capture these people quickly. When I say capture, I mean we can get them into India to support our national cause and to leapfrog in the technological ability that we need. Because Air Force, as we all know, has been at the forefront of technology all across the world.
Like Group Captain Anant Mathur mentioned, tech transfer provides the much needed boost to our firepower, and India has defense collaboration across the world with Israel, United States and Russia too. And on the other hand, indigenous kamikaze drones, Sudarshan Chakra and surveillance UAVs used in precision strikes during Operation Sindoor also proved India's defense ecosystem can deliver. The Prime Minister is likely to push for faster adoption of Indian-made system as the first choice for the forces. In keeping with the tradition, the conference will feature interactive session with the troops of all ranks. These conversations are expected to bring field-level realities into top-level planning. Insights from the ground could influence key decisions at the conference. Discussions are likely on securing sea lanes, countering hostile actors and strengthening partnership with the friendly nations. The conference will set the course for how India deals with the complex